Alright everyone, this is going to be a little video on the minor pentatonic. It's going to be a bit of a masterclass on learning all the shapes of the minor pentatonic scale and how to use it, and I'm also going to show you the chords that go with each scale. And yeah, this is something you want to really try and get to grips with, because it can really like unlock kind of improvising and kind of playing different solos. And once you understand this, when you learn guitar solos, a lot of time the guitarist is using this scale, the minor pentatonic. So having a grasp of the scale and kind of understanding how to play it all over the neck really helps kind of to make you like a better musician and a better guitarist, which is always good. So yeah, I'm going to start by teaching you the scale in its like first shape, and how we kind of show the shapes in music is using like chord boxes. So if you have a look on the screen now, you'll see that you've got this little kind of chord box right here, hopefully, and you've got kind of lines. It's like a little picture of each shape, and you've got lines going this way, and they've got loads of dots all over it. These are like chord boxes, but they're kind of like a different way around than maybe you've seen them before if you've learned like chord shapes before. And basically it's just like a little picture of each shape, and the line on the bottom is the notes on the lower string, the E string, the thickest string closest to you. And you'll notice there's a 3 underneath the red dot on the left. That's this note here. So we want to make sure we're playing these shapes in the right place. So, and then you just basically move from one note to the next. So you start on the lowest note on the left, the 3. Then you go to the 6, look at the kind of shape and kind of imagine where the dots are. Then it's 3, 5, and we kind of go up. Then we read it up. So yeah, I'll keep I'll keep bringing the scale on the video so you can see it, but I'll also show you how to do it, so we kind of do a bit of both. So you're not just looking at the shapes, because basically. You want to print out this sheet or have it on your phone, but we want to memorize these shapes. So if you can get them in your head, that's the aim. We don't want to be kind of like, you don't want to be watching a video and copying someone. Eventually, you want to try and memorize it, because then you can use it. Then it'll become kind of part of your playing. So the first shape we're going to learn is called the E shape. The E shape is the one that kind of most people learn first, and it's feature. Some guitarists will just only play that scale for like a whole solo. So it's a good one to start with. It's this one. So the minor pentatonic's got 5 notes in it. So just basically what we're doing here is playing 5 notes over and over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 5 notes, and then it just repeats. But then on guitar, we'd kind of run out of notes, so what you have to do is learn 5 different shapes, and then you can play those 5 notes everywhere, and it's called the minor pentatonic. Hopefully that's making sense. Let's do some playing now. So the first shape is called the E shape. You want to learn this as the E shape. We're doing this all in the key of G minor as well. So yeah, we'd be playing against the G minor chord. But yeah, so this is how it goes. So we're going to play 3 and then 6 on the 6th string. Then we're going to play 3, 5 on the next string, the 5th string, the A string. And then we're going to go 3, 5, 3, 5. So we're just going down a string each time. Then the final 2 strings are 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. So that's the whole shape. So we've got 3, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. 3, 6, 3, 6. And then you want to practice, whenever you're playing anything, you want to play it in time. So let's practice that in time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And then what you do on the way back, so you can go backwards after that. You don't play the 6 again, you just go back down the notes again. So it ends up being one kind of sequence. Nice. So that's called your minor pentatonic scale. And with that scale is a chord that goes with it. And you might have played, depending on how long you've played guitar for, you might have played this chord before. So I'll get the chord shape up as well. We're going to play all these notes together, and this is also a bar chord. It looks like this. It's in the same place, and yeah, you might have played this before. This is what would be called a G minor chord. So we've got our first finger kind of barring the 3rd fret. So if you haven't done many bar chords, you've got to get your first finger really close to the metal bar. It's got to be like real straight onto that metal bar. It almost feels like it's like on the bar. Then you need your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the A string, and then your little finger underneath that. So yeah, it's like a power chord that you bar. And yeah, this is a G minor chord, but we'd think of it as being the E shape. And then what you want to practice is kind of overlapping the two things. So your scale's this. And then we've also got a chord, which is this. And how I was taught to practice it is you play the chord for a bar and then practice the scale. So let's do that one time. So you go, get set up in the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4 scale. You want to memorise that and just get that in your head. Know that as a G minor pentatonic scale. Get it so you can do it without thinking about it. Pause the video, go and practice that for ages. And then yeah, I thought then what I could show you is how to practice that. So there's the first way you could maybe practice it is get a backing track up on YouTube. What I'll do in the description is I'll put a link to a load of backing tracks in G minor, and you basically just put it on and just play over the backing track. But what I've done for this video is just recorded a little loop of blues in G. So I'll just show you how you do that. Maybe play along to this and just get used to the scale. Here we go. So you just start anywhere in the scale and just go up and down. Just get really good at this. Feel free to play faster and slower. Go different directions. Just get used to the scale. That's your first job. You want to be able to do that without really thinking. And it does sound cool, actually. It does sound really good. Nice. And then the next thing you want to do is try and kind of come up with some little ideas. So that's called improvisation, and you're basically trying to come up with a solo. Imagine what like your favourite guitarist would do. But if you haven't done much improvisation, that might be kind of a bit hard to know where to start. And so how I usually teach it is to say you play like 3 notes in the scale. So say it was here, the 3rd fret, you'd maybe play 3, 5, 3, and you play 3 notes in a row from whatever note. So if you pick this note, you might do something like that. And then that's what you call a lick. So you put your backing track on. And just get used to playing a lick from whatever note. 3 notes. Put 2 different ideas together. And so on. But then, it gets a bit boring listening to the same 3 notes over and over. As a listener, you kind of think, oh, it gets you know what's coming because you're just repeating the same idea. So what you then do is you play the same 3 notes, but then you change the last note. So you play the first 2 the same, and go to a different note in the scale. So it ends up being this. And that just gets you out of playing like the same thing over again, but it kind of sounds similar, so it kind of works well together as a solo. And then there's different techniques then you can throw in, like you can slide between notes, you can bend notes, which if you haven't learned about that,